Hello, everyone. Welcome to an awesome day of FileMaker training. I'm Richard Carlson, creator of FMTrain.tv, where every day is an awesome day to learn about the Claris FileMaker platform. So for those of you who are used to the show, Margaret is out today. She's got the flu or something. I don't know what she has, but she is not feeling super great. So I am remoting in from my emergency command location up in Washington State, where the end of fire season is upon us. In the event I have to hang up and just run away, the show will continue. We also have, of course, Nick Hunter's presenting today. We'll get to him momentarily. I got Jeremy Delara. Jeremy, say hi to everyone. Remind everyone
Hi.
who are you?
Hi.
And
Hello. Yeah.
what is
Uh,
what do you do, Jeremy? What do you do?
yeah. So I'm a video production and editor here with FM Training. So anytime there's anything that needs to be scrubbed or cleaned or made to look pretty, that's my job. Yeah.
Yes, if I have too many spicy sentence enhancers, say SpongeBob reference, then yeah,
Yeah.
Jeremy gets to clean them up. If I say
That's
something
me.
like Claire, that gets scrubbed right out of the video.
Yeah.
None of you ever see it.
I'm already making a note right now.
It's
So
already happened. It's already too
yeah.
late.
Yeah.
So let's check out the upcoming broadcast schedule for FMTrain.tv. Once again, this is a FileMaker based show, but a lot of people here who do FileMaker. FileMaker is, part-time job, or maybe what we do, our second full-time job. And we all came to FileMaker doing other things prior to that. That's today, object-oriented FileMaker design. I'm not sure what this is. I mean, I know conceptually what it is. Nick's going to fill us in on that. All right, so Nick, what are we doing? Walk us through. What are we doing today?
Okay, today we do a little bit more about the object-oriented stuff. I really talk a lot about this. Yeah, we do object-oriented design on the calculations, and we do more in deep a little bit. But I did a lot yesterday. I did a lot, last week, But we can continue a little bit here, and I can continue explain what is behind this concept of object-oriented. So yeah, so we do a little bit more about this, and I can answer question. Today will be a slow one. I did a lot last week, but I pretty much talk about things that I want to talk today. So I have to maybe repeat myself a little bit, right? But so
Well,
what is
if
go ahead.
people have, I didn't see it last week, so partly you need to kind of recap a little bit. But if people have questions, ask the questions, because if he's repeating it, then he'll have cycles to take more questions, right? So
exactly. Yeah, sure. And okay, so the object-oriented coding, right, is something that we are stealing. We're stealing from the other platform, like Java, JavaScript, whatever, Xcode, C++. They all use this object-oriented technique, right? So it's a coding practice. Is pretty much you create an object that you can call, right? So it can be a class, it can be an object, So, but we don't have those things in FileMaker, because this is what I explained since last week, like 2 weeks ago, that we don't have those concepts in FileMaker, but we can create them. We can create that concepts. Okay, we can create the concept of object-oriented, right? And I'm going to repeat a little bit more. For example, here, so we have two styles. We have two coding styles in FileMaker. We have object-oriented or spaghetti style. Okay, this is a spaghetti style. What you see here, it's a spaghetti style. Okay, so that means in one sentence, you have everything there. Okay, so if the sum of this is strictly inferior of the sum of this, say no. Otherwise, say yes. Okay, pretty much this is spaghetti style. So how we can make this not spaghetti style? How we can make that object-oriented? Okay, so of course we need the let function. So the let function, you need to master this, and the best way to understand how to master the let statement, the let function, is to start doing you know, object-oriented style coding, right? So here, for example, you know, I want to create an object that I can call, right, for this, for example, you know. So it's all about fees, you know, fees, a fee due, okay? It's fee due, okay? So here, I'm going to call that contingency fee due, okay? Equal. So I'm calling this. I'm saying, okay, this object is this, okay? And now I'm going to have another one that I'm going to call market cap fee due, okay? And this is it, okay? Right? So when I have this, but we have two schools here, okay? We can say now sum contingency equal the sum of this. So I'm calling this, okay? And then I say sum market cap equal. So it will be the sum of this, of this. Okay, here. So now I have the fees, then the sum, okay, correct? And then here, now that I have this, I want to say, okay, the test. So what is the test, right? Well, is this inferior of this? Okay.
Okay.
Well,
You
right?
wrote it just kind of backwards on what you did before, right? Didn't you write?
What?
No, you write it the same way. Never mind. I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this is it. Okay. So we can do that way, but I will have done, something like this. First, okay, let's continue like this. So what that means at the end, okay, so I have this. So what does that mean? That means that my calc, which is here, this is the calc, right? The logic is here. Instead of having, all of this inside the logic, I can remove this and I can say if test result, for example, if test results, right? Or, whatever you can call it, you say no, otherwise yes. So this is the calc. You can call that something, you can call contingency, inferior, for example, or you can even call it like this, I think, market cap.
Okay.
I think we can do that, okay? So you can call like this, right? If contingency inferior, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you can use a greater than symbol in the name.
Yeah,
right?
okay, whatever. Yeah. I don't think so. We can, yeah. I think we cannot use we cannot use a character, inferior market cap. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's an illegal character. You just did illegal.
Is here. Yeah, I'm doing everything illegal here. Anyway, so so the goal here, right, is to create objects and we can take them and we can pick them, right? At the end, we want something simple here. Instead of having a big giant calculation, right? A big giant spaghetti style stuff here, right? We have something like this. So last week, I don't want to charge this. Last week, I showed something like this, okay? So we had a calc where the, I think it's here. No, yeah, it was this one, but I did something here. Hold on. I just show it. I saw it before we start okay, here, okay? So we have this calculation, okay?
Okay.
That was a calc. And here we have another problem, right? I was coding all the time. I was coding this multiple times, okay?
Okay.
And
So this is the old one right here is what we're saying.
this is the old one, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, and we have the and here. So we have two if this and
Mhm.
if this.
Okay.
Okay. So here, it's hard to understand what's going on here. Okay. Because we have and here. So if is empty this and is empty this and is empty this, then 1 or 0. And if so, you know what I mean? So if there's multiple ifs with multiple ands, right?
Hmm.
So we don't know where it starts and where it stops. Okay.
Yep.
Especially that this one is well presented because it was like this at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
This is spaghetti style. So I can even remove this. So good luck to understand this.
Yeah, that's hard. Even with and you see this more often with the hidden condition because the hidden is kind of an inverse, right? When we hide
Yes.
the hide
Yes.
calculation, right? Yeah.
Yes. So this is impossible to read. This is what we call spaghetti style because this is one block. There's one if here that stops here, and I have the and then I have another if here that, but the whole thing is a complete calc. It's one calc. This is one function. Okay?
Okay.
Correct, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the object-oriented method is this. Okay. I want the info is the list of the first name, last name, and job title. This is my info. Okay? So here, I get the list of all my info. The goal here is to say if is empty and is empty. So if the three of them, right, are empty, if the three of them are empty, okay? So, I mean, if one of them are empty, this is what, if one of them, okay? So does that mean here I must have the first name, that one, right? I need to have the last name, that the second, and the third here. I need to have three stuff, okay? Three values, first name, last name, and job title. I'm getting the values, and then I'm saying, I'm getting another object saying that, oh, is the value of this is inferior than 3. So let me explain. Since, we have some time, so I can do it. So let's say I have a list, right, of values. I have Nick, okay, Hunter, developer. Okay. So I have my free value. That free value, right? They're here. Correct? They're here. So now that I have those, remember, I told you try to get everything to the value because now we have a lot of things here we can use, you know, we
Oh,
can use
yes.
all of this. So now I can say, okay, how many values I have here, right? I need to have Nick, Hunter, and developer. I need to have this. It's, I need to have 3 things. So let's build the object-oriented stuff, okay? So I'm saying this is my info, my contact info, okay? That's my contact info. Boom. Now I said value, info count equal, okay, value counts on this, correct?
Okay.
So,
Yep. And Jeremy, if we have questions, you need to interrupt because
Yeah, so I
otherwise,
do have one question, Nick, from YouTube.
yes,
So Tim McKibben says, some aggregates, haven't you already returned a single value from the first record on contingency fee due variable? Or does your sum of that variable reach back to the field mapping to get an aggregate?
you get the aggregate.
Okay.
that's a
So,
performance question right there, right? That's what that we're
yes.
talking about. I mean, we haven't talked about that, and Nick, you probably ought to spend. Well, I don't know if you have that other screen you had. I know you're doing stuff here, but real quick on can we go back to where was that other calc that you had? Where was that at? The first one you did. We're talking about
Oh,
the sum and all that stuff. To
oh,
say,
yeah, I
did you
I
nuked it?
cancel it. Yeah, I
Oh, you
cancel it.
can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's a real world. It's a real solution here. I can't really
No, 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 no,
do.
no,
Yeah,
no, no. I understand. So the
yeah.
question, yeah, the issue becomes one where for more beginnerish type people, but and I'm not saying that that's the question here, but clearly we're defining things that are like a variable, but we're not designing it as a variable. What do you call these things in here when you say let and you're establishing
Okay,
a
so let me explain. This here is a statement.
okay?
Okay, when you put a dollar sign, because you can do that,
Hmm.
that's a local variable and that's a
Hmm.
global variable
Yeah.
because you can do
So
that.
what if you don't put dollars in front of it? What is it?
It's a statement.
As an instructor, I really dislike that because that's confusing. A statement, yeah. So
It
for
can be
everyone,
farmer could call it a variable, by the way. You know,
yeah.
var1, var2. This is var1, var2,
As
variable
an
one,
as
variable
an
two.
instructor, let me just tell everyone
Mm.
and most of you are pretty advanced. Your names have been around a long time. You know all this stuff already. So for those of you more beginner, at the beginning of a let statement, where we're defining that contact info equals this and info count equals this, those are essentially like a local variable, but they live only inside of this calculation as it's running.
Yeah,
So,
let me
so
explain. Yeah,
yeah,
so this is a let's, okay?
yep,
So they call var any variable name, okay?
okay,
So here, okay, you can this leaves only, listen correctly, listen carefully. This lives only inside the calc.
correct,
Doesn't go outside of this. Okay? You cannot get you can get access from this from other than inside the calculation. If you do this, listen carefully what I'm saying. This will leave right inside. You can access this until the calc is done. You can have access from a script. It's almost impossible to get something like this unless you're super extremely crazy advanced like I am, where I can do this and grab this from one calc to another. I can do that. I can do that. I can declare this, get it declared, and I have, and inside here, I'm calling another calc that is going to use this. So this is wow, okay? But it's doable, right? But if I do this, for example, let's say I'm doing this, okay? Let's say I'm doing this. I validate this, okay? So let's put that like here, okay? So I'm validating this, you know? Contact info, Nick Hunter developer. You know, I validate, what happened? Info count. Oh, yeah, I need to do that. Okay. See, so if I validate this, what happened? Oh, yeah, because I changed the name. So now if I go there, right, I have, how I named it, I don't remember. Here, contact info, Nick Hunter developer. So I created a global variable out from the calc. So that means this will leave until replaced or canceled, and that will be accessible to anybody, to anything in the session of that FileMaker session. So I can until changed or deleted, okay, or cleared. Okay. 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 So this is how it works. But more likely, you want to do this. You want something that will be usable inside the calc. Okay. So now that I have the, yeah.
So David Angel asks if you add the $2 at the beginning of the variable name, will
Yes.
load in memory even after the calc ends?
Yes,
Yes.
it will. It lives.
Yes. The, you know, it lives. It lives, and like I said, it lives until, you know, I'm doing this. Is there, right? And it lives until I change or blanket. For example, if I go there and I said, you know, Rick, you know, and I say boss, okay, I validate this. I say, you know, so now this changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's important to understand that they're really currently within the FileMaker platform, there's really almost three kinds of variables. One that lives inside the let.
Yes.
Then there's a local one with $1 lives in the script, and then the $dollar lives until the file closes, right? So
yeah, it's a good summary. Even though, you know, the single dollar you can transport from one calc to another. If you are calling here, for example, I'm calling another calc that is fitting with this, with the I can do this. You understand? Because this will be evaluated. Then I'm calling the other calc that will be evaluated. But if I use this in the calc will use this. But to use this, you need to be like a, you know, a super genius AI killer developer, right?
all right, keep
So,
going. You're doing great. If I seem
yeah.
distracted, I'm now watching a big fire break
Okay.
out next to the airport. So I
So
may have to leave here momentarily.
no problem. Yeah. Now that I have this, I gather the info, then I have the info count. So this is my info. I know how many I have, okay? And now I can say, well, you know, info test, for example. And the info test, okay, is the count inferior than 3. So is the count inferior than 3? No, it's not. So you understand? It's not the info count. is not infinite and free. If I remove one, boom, yeah, it's infinite and free. One is missing. I have only two. So that's not good. So if I say if info test, right? Then I said good. If info test is, or let's say I say or what's the name? Missing info. Okay, missing info. You can call it for what it is. This is if missing info bad. Okay, otherwise good. Okay, so now I'm bad here. Why? Because something missing. If I add back what missing, boom, now it's good. But the calc is not as complicated to understand. You put everything boom, 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 gradually. You gather your info, you count the info. That is the condition if it's missing something. If the info count inferior than 3, that's what you want to say. Yes, no. If this is inferior, if this inferior than 3 is true or not, okay? We call that Boolean. Okay? But we know that FileMaker has a default, the lowest level in FileMaker calculation is Boolean. Okay? So I don't need to put if info count inferior than 3, then 1, otherwise 0. So now I can say missing info, if missing info, this. Now let's say I'm not done yet. Now I have billing info. Okay? And what is my billing info? Right? Can be the list, and I have, for example, the value or an unpaid value. Let's say I have I have $100 unpaid. Okay. And the guy, I have a billing info, $100 unpaid. He has a $400 new balance. Okay, I have this, for example. I have $100 unpaid and $400 new balance. Okay, and now, right, I need to know, right, if I have something here. So I want the test here. So what the test? What is the test? Okay. Well, the test is if I have one of both, right? So if I have one of both, or for example, contact, okay, urgent, for example, urgent contact, that will be if the billing info, if the value count, so I have the value count of the billing info here. So this is the billing count, right? And then I say, I want 2 calc here. Let's put a little bit more problem, right? I want 2 calc. I say, okay, urgent equal, okay, this equal 2. That means if I have both, okay, that urgent. Now I said, okay, contact or I don't know, or to be, I don't know, to review. Okay, review. What will be the review? I want the get value. Oops. I want the first value of this. I take the first of this. If this, you know, I want to, if this equal is, let's say, you know, if this is superior than 0, that means if here it's something, that means he owes something, right? Remember that he owes, and that the new balance. Okay, review this urgent. Both I have this and this. That's super urgent. That means the guy owe you. He owe me money in the past, and he owe me money now. Okay, past due and now a new one. This is urgent. I need to call it. No, I need to call it. Review is if I have here, right? If I have here get value review equals 0, right? And get value of this, the second equals 0, right? So that I need to review. That means, you understand? The guy owes me money, right? But he doesn't owe me new money. That review, right? And send will be if this, oh, that would be 2. Sorry. If this, okay, superior than 0. Okay. So you see, thanks to the object, I can have multiple states, and then I can have my final calculation, right? Which can, you know, I can have a case, for example, right? Because now here, right, I can say, for example, here I can say case, right? Urgent, the test, right? If it's urgent, contact immediately. Okay? And then you say, if review, yeah, to be reviewed. Okay? Okay. And send, then send invoice, for example. Okay? And this, well, I don't know. So now, why is that missing here? Hold on. Billing account. Oh, yeah. So, billing info. Okay, here, what is missing? Review, case. Oh, missing here. Okay. In that case, it's contact in. So you understand, if you want to do this in a spaghetti style, every one case with everything, case, urgent, billing, you know, I mean, a value count of list of this, it's impossible. It's impossible to do that because I have calcs with, I pre-calc those things and then I use the result of those things in the case. If this, which is already a calculation of this, you understand? I gather this, I calculate how many I have, then I use for urgence. This equal 2. That means if I have 2 things here, okay? You understand? That urgent. If I remove this one, right? I can't really do that. But if I remove this one, let's do it like this. If I put only 100, right? If I put only 100, hold on. Get value, billing info, get value billing info 1, and okay. So here I have no. So that means I don't know. It can be like okay, right? So this is okay. Okay. This is okay. Why? Because it doesn't enter here. It doesn't enter here. Doesn't enter here. Because this is get value superior than 0, right? And the billing info here 0, right? So and the send is the billing info 2. So it's complicated. If I do this, yeah, it's complicated to get. If I put this here 0, right? But this one is blocking me, but it's okay. So
Do we have questions along the way? Because
yes,
Jeremy, no,
I think
None
I don't
yet.
know. I don't know. Not yet.
The only thing Andrew from Liverpool said, it would be useful to compare like money unpaid plus the money of value of new work against credit limit.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that sounds like a specific like
Yeah,
case
it's a
of something else.
specific.
Yeah.
So the thing is, okay. Oh, here I should. Okay, to make it that working, I don't need this. I just need this. Hold on. And I just need this. Okay. So if this superior and this superior than 0, okay. So now it works. So you see, I have multiple case. If urgent, that means this is superior than 0 and this is superior than 0. This is urgent. Contact immediately. Okay? See? If this is 0, well, send an invoice. That means he owes money, but he doesn't have back paid, unpaid invoice. Just one new, send invoice, right? Correct? And then if I have this and this, right? That's okay. If I have here, is to be reviewed because the guy owes me money. So if you want to do something like this without the object-oriented technique, well, good luck for you, Now here you put whatever you want, right? You build this whatever what you want. So, but you need to put on the counter what you need. Here I put on the counter, I collect the info, and then I say, okay, what the urgent will be? Oh, the urgent is this and this is superior than 0, both of them. Okay, that contacted me. My case said, case, if it's urgent, do this. If it's review, show me this. If it's sent, show me this. If you had all of those things, now let's do another thing. Let's do another thing. Okay? Correct? Let's do another thing. Let's do it the spaghetti style, let's say. Okay? So let's do this, duplicate, and do it spaghetti style. That means nothing here. Okay? So this is how it will look like. I say this, even though I said 100, right? And okay, 100 and 200. 100 and 200. It's even impossible to do the spaghetti style, but I try to do it. So let's say this, right? And you said, I don't even know how I can say. Okay. Let's say 100 superior than 0 and 200, because this is to simulate a field, right? Superior than 0, right? Which is those two, 100 and 200 superior than 0. Okay. Then you said the same here, right? It's even impossible. This won't work. It's anyway. I don't want to waste too much time with this because it's impossible to make it work, right? So the goal is put your calc, build your calc here, right? You put your stuff, and then you put your case here, and you say this. Okay.
Yeah, a big clue on when you should do this is probably when you build a calculation and you get confused, like the initial demo example that Nick had with a bunch of ands and then an or and then a bunch of ands and is empty and then is not empty, and it can get it gets crazy. That's where you want to probably take the time to break out the calculation. Most of us, including myself, will just want to throw the calc in, just get it done, make it work, move on. If you could do that, yeah, maybe, but then remember the people behind you have to come behind you, and maybe some of you are concerned about that. Maybe some of you don't care who comes behind you. That's just, once again, big picture consideration time, right? So, but if you break it out, then it makes it almost trivial logic at the end because you separated, broke everything out. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you can have very complex stuff, right? So, and I know that, like for example, in this one here, in the new setup. Hold on, where am I here? New setup. Yeah, this is the retire one. I don't know if let me open this one.
We could always duplicate it.
Yeah, because when I never delete anything,
Yeah.
So when you have like a okay, like a okay,
That's ugly.
okay. So
Yeah.
when it has parcel, but not yet in the process, in the protest, not yet. Then protest, then fees, then the county.
Oh,
Not is
protest. Okay. Okay.
protest. Yeah, it's a protest parcel, and then you have a fee type. You need to collect the fee type, and then you have this, right? This calc here. So I just tell me how I can get that done if I have a spaghetti style. It's impossible. Don't even try. Because here I combined. So here, for example, it was so complex, okay, that I said the sum of this, and this different than 5. I had, why? It's because all of this return 1 of 0. Okay? To be valid, this needs to return 1. So to be valid, if all of them equal 5, then it's valid. Otherwise, it's not valid. Hide it. Hide the button. So what county do? Okay. Not is empty the county. That means there's something here. Yes, no. 1, 0. What parser do, right? That's a very good example of object-oriented stuff. Okay. County, parcel. So parcel, what's parcel do? Not is empty that, boom. that 1 0 1 0 fee type, the fee type superior than 0. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. 1 0 1 0 1 0. So test 2. What's the test 2? Because the test 2, you see, I have a case in my test 2, and I am saying, okay, no PCT, the fee is superior than 2. No AMT, the fee is inferior than 3. Mixed, the fee equal 4. And then I'm using all of those things in a case. No, I mean, how you can do that? How you can do a spaghetti style all together? It's impossible, because here, the test 2 that I'm using here, it's a case that return 1 0. And the test 3 is an if that return 1 0. And the sign up is also that return 1 0, right? So the sum of this, if it's different than 5, right? That means it's not good. Plus, I have two I have 3 tests here. This needs to be at least 5, right? And this, plus this needs to be 0. Okay, so I understand this can be a little bit confusing, but the thing is, build object. This is an object. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. I have 3 tests. Okay, test 1, test 2, and test 3. I do my test, and then I use the one yes no. So I'm bringing everything to be a yes no question. This is yes no. All of this is yes no. Right?
David Angel a little earlier said, so Nick uses list and get value instead of if statements. What does he use instead of case? Is how he worded the.
Why do I use
So it sounds like he's asking first, you use list and get value instead of if statements. Is that?
No, because I want to make it like a Boolean. I don't need if.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you say I don't need to say look. Let's decipher this. I don't need this if 1 plus 1 equal 2, then 1 other 1 0. I don't need that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to say true. Let's put it like this. I don't need to do that. If 1 plus 1 equal 2, then true, other one false. Okay, let's say 2 plus 1 equal 2. That's false, right? If I say 1 plus 1 equal 2, that's true, 1. Okay, I don't need that. FileMaker will do the same without the if. 1 plus 1 equal 2, yes. 2 plus 1 equal 2, no. I don't need the if something, then put 1 or 0. I don't need that. FileMaker give it to me. So that's why here I said, take the first value of billing info, right? And here, if you want to push a little bit, this is owed money, okay? Owed money. I would have said this. Look how simpler it is. And new balance. See, I objectify a calc that doesn't make any sense. Okay, do you know what this is? Okay, so past owed money, or owed balance. Okay, let's do a quiz.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, you have to help. Here we go. Quiz.
Oh,
Okay, quiz.
great.
Quiz. Okay.
No pressure, Jeremy.
Hold on. Old balance and new balance.
Okay.
Okay. If I show you this, do you know what it is? This.
Yeah, you're going to get the first value out of the billing info. Well,
Yeah, but what it is? You have no idea what it is.
no.
Yeah.
No. Now, if I show you this, what this is,
Yeah, I have an idea what that is. Yes.
you know what it is. It's old balance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you objectified. You have objectified something that wasn't making any sense.
Hmm.
So now your calc make more sense. Old balance superior than zero, and new balance, but and new balance superior than zero. That means, but I did that because I want you to understand, but I could get rid of this. FileMaker will do that. He will know it because FileMaker knows if it's zero, right? If this and this. So let's do this for a moment. This is really cool. This is really cool. Okay. This is cool. Okay. So let's do this. I have this, test, value, data. Okay. Let's call it data. It's a good test. I like it. Okay. Data equal, I forgot to, data equal list 100 and 200. Okay, this is the data. Test. I do it this. Oh, yeah, I know what I mean. Old balance equal 100 and new balance. This is what I want to do. Sorry, guys. Equal 200. Okay. So I have this. Okay. And this. And this. Okay. So let's put that here for later. Okay.
There you go.
So old balance 100. New balance 200.
Okay.
So now, if I say if new balance, right, then 1, otherwise 0. Okay, that works.
And we're testing that. That'll test to make sure it's one
Yes.
or
Yeah.
some other
Yeah.
value.
But
Yeah.
but look this.
Mm.
Okay. New balance is say 100.
Okay.
But if I say this, now I say 1.
You got rid of the if.
Yeah, I don't need if what at all.
Okay. Owed balance is 100
Yeah.
and 200. So it's going to be 100 and 200. I don't know what that's going to do because those are both no. Wait, back up. Is old balance and new balance, are those text or numbers? If it's text,
They're numbers. They're a number.
then you have 100 and I don't even know what that will do. Yeah. I don't.
I tell you what it is. It does old balance and new balance true. If I put 0 here, it said untrue. Because this and this doesn't exist. This is 0, so this and this, no. If I said...
I just personally, I hate the implied logic here, right? Because I know that if you do this all day, every day, it makes perfect sense. But I owed balance and new balance to me means it should be 100 and
Yeah, I want to
200.
know if I have both. So what you want to do? So what you do here is if
Yeah, that's what I would
the
do.
old balance
Mhm.
superior than 0.
Yes, that's what I would do.
Yeah, but and the performance.
I'm not sure. Does it matter?
Of course, you have ifs and do and greater than.
Yeah, but the other ones are doing it too. They're
No,
implied,
no,
right?
no, no. I have one and. You have a if. You have a greater than, two greater than, and you have an and. You have if, two greater than, two. You each time you use a crop here, it's slow, 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 slow. You know. So you have a if, which is the sluggish possible in the calculation, and then you have two of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have an and you have another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you say that this is faster than this.
No. I'm
And you know
just
what?
I'm just saying I can understand one. The other one
And
doesn't
I
make
can
any
you
sense to me.
and you know that I can do even I can remove the and be even faster, because if I do this,
I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh, I
what?
see. You do a list. Okay, a list
Yeah,
like that.
list. Okay, I have both. Okay. So I select this and this and I put a list. And now I said get as Boolean.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes, true. But if I say zero, right? Oh yeah, no, that is one of no, that is one of both. Yeah, that will be that's good. Let's say I want to say, let's say I want if I have one of it to be true. If this is true or this or this, okay? Do it with your I want you to tell me if I have one here or one here or both to be true.
Yeah,
Only
I don't use get as a boolean, but and you're asking it to evaluate against the list, which to me is kind of counterintuitive because get is
no,
boolean.
it's yes, but I mean, you need to learn. Is that what you come here? Otherwise, stay the way
Okay.
you are. I mean, the get as Boolean is super, super, super powerful. It's extremely
So
because
so
yeah, go ahead.
what does get as boolean do on a list? If any of them are one,
Yes, if they're more than zero, is
if
said
any of
true.
them are one, then
Yeah,
anything in the list is one,
yeah,
then the result is one.
yes.
Okay.
The get as
Okay.
Boolean, okay.
And
It
you
will
put the
say anything here will return 0 or 1.
okay.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, so if you put right now they're both zero. So if you put them
yeah.
both in there, they're supposed still zero.
If
Yeah, because
if I put yeah,
none of them are one. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If I put 0.1, well, it's not true. I have something
Okay.
on
Yeah.
both.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, you got it on. Yeah, it's on one of the values, but not the other. But if any of the values are not one, then or not zero, or they're one or
Yeah,
greater, I
is
guess,
is
then
easier. It's
it's
easier,
true.
right?
Yeah.
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 So now, if you want to, like I was saying, if you want to say both of them, okay, you put
Mhm.
a and, okay. Then now it's both. It's gettable on both of them. So this one here, this and here, boom. So can you imagine your freaking ifs to do the complexity of the if?
All right. So I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't use the word and when I'm dealing with a mathematical in a calculation because I don't know what and is. And is something that glues together strings, right?
Yeah, but this is the basics.
I
That
know.
the
That's why I'm asking the question. I could just shut up and not say anything. I mean,
no,
I'm
no, no. I
asking.
mean, you know, I'm asking you, and can do many, many things. You can glue together two logics. You can say, for example, if, for example, pattern count in Nick, okay,
Yeah.
I, right,
Yep. Yep. And if
and you say one or one zero, okay, and get as Boolean
mhm.
this
Okay.
Plus this, for example.
Okay. So then,
okay. Well, no, let's make something simpler. This plus this,
okay.
inferior than 100. So I have two logics. My first logic and this. To get one here, I need this to be true, right? And this to be true. Okay?
I thought it was either one was true.
No,
If
this
one,
and all is, it's or.
okay.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
or and.
I have not historically written with this what I would call shorthand like this,
Yeah.
right? So that's okay.
So, but now that
it's just me, everyone else can write because this is when I'm trying to deal with beginners and it's implied, it's harder to explain this. But yeah,
but for example, do you know that here I can get rid of this? It will be the same thing.
Yeah, I don't need never. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Pattern count this. If that will return 1 or 0, a pattern count will return how many I have in Nick. I have 1, but it's a Boolean. More than 1, more less. So that will be 1. For example, if this, let's say I'm doing this. Okay, how many? I have 4 I in Nikki. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But if I add this, that becomes a Boolean.
Yeah, it's trying to see if it's at all value, because that's the thing with pattern count, because pattern count normally we're trying to search for how many are in there, right?
Yes.
And you're saying if it's more than 0,
it's a Boolean.
It's Boolean, yeah.
Yes. You understand? So
no, I understand. It's just shorthand. I mean, a lot of this conversation is about shorthand. I mean, it's really shorthand FileMaker, how to write the code without being
that my next webinar.
Verbose, I guess.
Optimization. Every single bit. Imagine that you have a solution, the one I have, with 200 tables, 17,000 fields.
I would be interested to see a performance check against these two ideas here, right? With the if in there, because I part of me suspects that it may, the impact is measurable. No. This
is not the way. This is not the way you need to see this. Is the impact on every single calculation here? You don't optimize, never optimize. Everything full of errors. At the end,
it's very slow.
Everything will be super slow. You know what I mean? It's if you have a address book like first name, last name, and address.
No, I'm talking about if you had 1 million records and this had to run 1 million times, does the if statement and the greater than in there make a measurable difference on a stopwatch?
Yeah.
I look forward to that test. I would like to see that test.
Not only this, it's not only against the million of records. It's against a million of records with 1,200 fields. If you have 1,200 fields and you have maybe something like 800 calculations that are not optimal, they are full of mistakes and they are super slow. All of them, even if you have 10 records, it will be slow. Because because you have 1,200 fields.
Yeah, no, that gets back to performance optimization, and I do that differently than you do. So that's fine.
The optimization is not. It doesn't. You know what? Let's say you have this calc, for example, and you say, "Oh, I don't care. I don't care if this is not good. I don't care, right?" Or if you said that on every single calculation, I don't care about this one. I don't care about. If you never care, but at the end you have a piece of junk.
Yeah, it'll be very slow. No, I understand.
So it's every single bit you do matters. When
I agree with that. I'm asking a very specific.
Yeah,
because you're making a very generalized statement, and I'm asking you to prove your point, which is probably what your show is with tomorrow with performance, right? So,
Yes, I
but
mean the thing is you can't you have to reduce the footprint on every single bit matter. You know, it's like you say, oh, you know what? I don't give a damn if I put this bottle of plastic in the street. It's one bottle, right? But if you do that every day, if you all your neighbors do the same thing every day for every single bottles, how your neighbor will look like
mhm.
at the end of the week, in 1 week, right? If you get that, so every single bit of thing you do in the optimization is good to take,
Good.
and and that's why sometimes you need to optimize and change routes. I remember I have a friend of mine in France. I remember he didn't know how to make calcs. So and he didn't even know how to use set fields. Okay.
Right.
So he was doing this insert calculation.
Ugh, okay.
Okay. So he was using insert calculated result on everything. So he had scripts. So every time he was entering a record, he was clicking a button with a bunch
Mhm.
of insert calculated result in all this field because he didn't know how to do calculations other than this.
Sure.
Right? So is that good?
That's good. I like it. It's a good
Okay.
conversation. I hope people will come back and show up for these other live streams. They're quite good. Other Jeremy, other questions that you have?
Yeah. Do the statement in let have to be in sequence? Oh, of course. Of course. Okay, let me show you, and then we go. Of course, that's very important. Let's say I'm putting this here, right? And now I'm validating this. He said no, because this doesn't exist yet. It exists next. So, it's sequence is everything is evaluated in sequence. You create this, and then you can use this. Okay? It's sequence. That's why you can stop something when you want, right? You can prevent something to happen. That's something I'm going to show you in the optimization, right? Because most of the time, when you use uh, you know, but that will be part of the optimization. I'm going to start slowly the optimization, but and I'm going to extensively showing you also the use of the tag. That's what tags are important. Look, all the tags I have. Why? Is because, for example, uh, I want to know if has HS exemption. This is a calc, So each time I want to know this, right? Do I need to calculate that? No, I'm doing one calc. I'm calculating this. Yes, no. Is that true? Yes, no. Right? Correct? Right?
I'm
And
muted.
here's
Sorry about that. Oop,
what?
oh, I thought I was muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So see the point here.
Mm,
So I'm creating all the tags, right? 1 0. All of those are 1 0 1 0. But the calc is complicated, right? See the calc
mhm,
here? Okay.
mhm.
So I'm reducing everything to 1 0, and then I can say, okay, this and this and this, or this and not this. I have another. I can do another result. So just I put that as a tag. Big advantage with the tag. Okay, you can say, for example, like I do here. You can say here list. Okay, tag. Sorry, tag. Why is not coming? tag, um, tag this, and tag this. See, 0, 0, he said, right? Or I hope I will find one that is. Oh, I want. Okay. So now I want to know, for example, here, thanks to this, is this valid or not? If this is true, this is true, or if one of those is true, right? I want that to be good. Okay. Well, get as Boolean of this. Yes. One of those three is good. I have, if I remove this one from the list, it will switch to 0, right? So can you imagine if I said, oh, if this equals superior than 1, 1, 0, and if this superior than 1, 1, 0, if this, I have already something calculated previously that I don't need to recalculate that all the time. I have the result, boom, boom. Record is closed, it's there, boom. But then I can ask those, do you want this? Or do you want but that's the optimization. So that will be the optimization. I'm going to reuse that for optimization because it's very cool, right? Especially when you have a lot of hidden state like this. This hides, this hides, but within this hide, and you have this and this. See, depending on what you have here, the whole thing can go, or this can stay. But here I have something that hide and something that show here. If you don't do this with this, not this tag 1, 0, right? You understand? Otherwise, it's super complicated. So the tag here, the calc on this, right? It's the tag new setup. Okay, so this. Okay, so let's go there. Okay. Okay, this is my calc. Oh, the customer is inside. But anyway, so I don't need to use the calc here. I know this is a calc, complicated calc, okay? But I made it a tag that I can use it. Yes, no. Right, that's it. So then I can show hide depending on the calc, but but on the surface, I'm not dealing with the calc here. I objectified the calc. The calc is objectified. I don't know if I can go there. The tag, what was the tag here? Hold on. It's interesting because that's the object oriented. So the tag, this one. Oh, so is there. So the tag new setup protests. The customer is inside the tag new setup protest new setup protest. Okay, I can go. It's inside. So it's working on this file, so I can. But anyway, I know this. Behind this, I have a calc with a let and many things, and if this, not this, and maybe not this, and I have something. But on the surface, here, I'm not dealing with the calc. I'm dealing with the result of the calc, which is 1 or 0, true, false. If it's true, don't show it. If it's, you understand the advantage of this?
I do.
Okay.
Jeremy, you have any questions at this point?
No, there's no other questions. I was in the middle of fixing my audio.
Okay, anyway, you're having a little bit of an issue there.
So,
but the thing is, tomorrow we're going to start optimization, and that will be part of the optimization, and that's why I needed you to understand the object-oriented calculation stuff, because otherwise you won't understand optimization. And trust me, all the ifs and or if this and this and this greater than 1 equals 1 equals 0. No, you need to reduce. You need to reduce the calc. Because more the calc is big, the text, even to understand the text, FileMaker will need more problems, more time. Here, it's easy. This is done, right? I really want to go there. I don't know if we can go now. Okay, this is a calc. This is a calc. So instead, so do you want, so this is part of the optimization, but still, this is my calc. So look, the freaking complication of this freaking calc, right? You see the thing here? I objectify. Do you know what this is? No. Notice year, notice month, notice day, converted, notice dates. I objectified. And then I have my logic where I'm using the, can you imagine if instead of doing this, right? I'm doing, I use all of this in the calc here, if I have something like this all the time, if you put something like, can you imagine the complete, no, because now, thanks to the objectification of the calc, what is my logic? Current day of year. You know what it is, no? You understand that. Current day of year is superior than 136. That means is more than 6 months in the year. You understand? So, but to get the current day of the year, okay, current day of the year, I have a calc. So instead of having this inside my logic, I don't need, I objectify something that's more complex to understand. Current day of the year is superior than 136, and current day of the year inferior than 365, and current day of the year is superior, greater than the deadline day of year. You understand the logic as a human being. Now, if I say in the middle, day of year or scheduled current date, and the day of year of the deadline plus 5, if you have all of this inside your logic, right? If I do this, right? And deadline, and it's not even this, let's do it. Let's de-objectify. Let's have fun. Current day of the year is this, okay? Is this and this and this. Okay. Is this easier to understand? Right?
Yeah, I'm putting out multiple fires right now. So if you're waiting for me to agree with you or
I
not
think,
agree, you're waiting on the wrong
I
person.
I think Peter Boyce put it. He said it a while back on YouTube, but he said, big picture, even if it's not someone else, future you inevitably will have to review a complex calc that you will thank past you for breaking into manageable chunks.
Yeah, 2 days later you forgot about it. 2 days later you say, what the heck is this stuff? Now I know. I objectify stuff. Current day of year. And okay, to be fair, this is a customer who did that. It's not me, but he learned with me, right? Because I would have done that differently, for example, I would have this, I would have tagged this. I would have removed this from my, I would have removed, for example, what I would have done here, right? See, because he had to put the parenthesis to make sure that the both ends are not conflicting. Okay, so I would have done this. Okay, here, I would have done, this means the second year half. Okay? Second half year, second half of year. Okay? This is the second half of year. I don't need the parentheses. Parentheses. I would have done something like this. I would have done something like this. Right? this and this greater than this, boom, that I would have done. Much easier, to understand, because you objectify stuff, right? You objectify. So this is done. The calc, you don't need to read that calc anymore. You put what you need. Oh, okay, I need some onion, I need some garlic, I need some tomato sauce, I need some, So you put all the ingredients, boom, 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 and at the end, boom, in the pot. My kitchen analogy always works because this is exactly what you do, And sometimes you need to cook first. You need to put the olive oil. Then you put the garlic with the onion after, not before, right? You don't put the garlic and then the olive oil. No, put olive oil, and then you hit it. When it's warm, when it's hit, you put the garlic, the onion, and then what you do, you put your meat first, and after that you put the tomato sauce. No, tomato sauce first and then the meat, It's exactly the same thing. But I know you guys in the United States are watching sometimes recipe in the in TikTok, stuff like that. They put everything in the pot at the same time, and they put in the oven and say, okay, that but this is not food, right? So it's the same, So object oriented. I have only 1 hour, but it's 1 hour and a half. So, but it's very, very important. Tomorrow we do a lot of optimization, and you will learn about that. But
Okay,
Cool.
perfect. All right. Well, I don't have anything else at the moment.
I have a thing. If you're cool with if you're done, if I can share my screen. I meant to bring this up earlier. Howell, I'm so sorry that this is when we're getting to it, but I'm going to share my screen real quick. And they asked me to bring this up about full access in October. Wanted to remind everyone that registration for full access, this sort of unconference that's happening October 20th through the 23rd, registration ends October 3rd. And that participants of FM training until October 3rd can get a discount of $400 off the registration if they use the code FMTRNG 2025 when you register. And that drops the price $400 off your registration. And Margaret's been really good last week about making sure people knew about this conference. And so I just want to make sure that I reminded people. I meant to get to it earlier, but we were just kind of going. And so if you haven't registered for this, be sure to check it out. And if you're interested in getting around people who are part of the FileMaker community, and it sounds like it's always a fun time to get around people who think like you and know this world. It's been interesting for me to watch. This is the most developer thought I've had to have in a couple of months listening to Nick. So thanks for doing this today.
Yeah, the problem is I'm trying to do something difficult here. I try to bring to you things you will never see anywhere. Like I said, you get it, you don't get it, it works for you, it doesn't work for you. I mean, it's like my lifestyle. I'm for example, I'm eating 3 times a week, and people said, how you can do that, right? Well, I learn, right? So it's for everything the same thing. I come here and I tell you, okay, instead of doing this and this and this, you can do another way, and I explain how FileMaker works, and then you can say, oh, this is for me, this is not for me, right? This is something I want to use or something I don't want to use. You can do whatever you want, but at least I came to you and say, hey, oh, this exists. I don't keep you in the dark. Now you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
You can travel by plane or travel by car, or you can do like the boss, traveling with your own helicopter. If I could do with my own helicopter, I would be in my helicopter every day, especially here in Greece.
There you go.
But you know what I mean? It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but the problem is, I want to bring it to you, but if you don't get it, that's okay. You can watch the video, watch video before, try to, exercise, because sometimes you don't get it immediately, but then you put your hand on it and say, okay, oh yeah, I got it, And my 1 + 1 = 2, you understand? Any logic, right? Like this, well, FileMaker returns directly. You don't need to have the if and stuff like this, right? And I like the get as Boolean. Go and try. I can make a get as Boolean video. I think I have one. A webinar. I'm pretty sure I did that because it's so freaking important in FileMaker, right? The get as
Well,
Boolean.
feel free to go back and revisit things that we haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
in a
exactly.
while.
Yeah, there's some.
Obviously,
Yeah, obviously.
obviously not today because we're out of
No, no, no,
cycles
no,
for
no.
today. Well, yeah, but if I let you go, you'll go for another 2 hours, and so some of us have to visit the bathroom before that. So, all right. So, what else do we have? Anything else? What else do we have? We pretty
I
much
think
good
that's
for the
it.
most.
We've covered everything. I've checked in Discord and Twitch and YouTube. Everything's pretty quiet so far. People are grateful, and I hopefully it was helpful today. Thanks,
See
Nick.
ya. Bye.